Hey everybody, Motorport 59 here. Well, it appears that the mask mandate on planes, trains, and public automobiles, buses and stuff, whatever, has been struck down, and it's about time. Hey, if you want to still wear them, still wear them. Doesn't matter to me. But if you're one of the people who continues to wear them, don't bug the people who decide not to wear them. It is no longer, it never really was, but it's certainly no longer your business. If you are so afraid to take some sort of a public transportation, whether it's a plane, train, or bus, don't take said plane, train, or bus. Drive your car or stay home. But you can no longer bitch at people because they have chosen not to wear masks, because that mandate has been struck down. And if you don't like it, find another place to live where they still have those mandates. Move to China, move to Great Britain, somewhere where they're still concerned about that sort of thing. Personally, it really doesn't affect me. I haven't flown since 2012. I haven't taken a train since 2010. And I don't use public transportation. That's right. I waste gas. I drive my pickup around, or I ride my Harley or whatever, but I don't take buses and I don't take taxis or Ubers. I don't drink, so drinking and driving is not an issue with me. But anyway, it doesn't matter to me personally, but it matters to me as an American and as a Californian. The Department of Justice was called upon to try to do something about this by some legislators, and they declined to do so. The last I read, I haven't seen anything any different, and that was a couple of days ago. They just said they'll follow whatever the CDC recommends, and so far the CDC has not recommended that anyone wear masks anymore anywhere. I read an article in Market Watch about the public reaction to this the striking down of this mandate, and it was the dateline was in Fargo, North Dakota. I don't know if this is where that survey was taken or if it was an AP story. I don't know if that's where I don't know. I don't know why it was Fargo, but if they were using the airport at Fargo, I wonder where they found a Democrat in North Dakota. That's strange. The report said here, let me read this. The mandates are popular with most Americans. Well, I guess you'd have to define popular. But it says that 56% of Americans are opposed to that the mask mandate being struck down. Then 80% of that 50% were Democrats. It doesn't matter. It doesn't surprise me that Democrats are still supporting mask mandates, because Democrats live in fear. They always have, because Democrats have always lived in fear, at least since the JFK era. And they like to spread that fear and push that fear, and they use the mainstream media to do it. And the mainstream media are down with it. They are all too eager to oblige the Democrat fear-mongering. I can't think of one instance, and if any of you can, if you know some Democrats or some liberals or some left-leaning independents, if you know any of them who are aware of any news story or anything that has come up with which the Democrats have praised with non-fear, which they haven't used fear to push, any piece of their agenda that they haven't used fear to push in the last 30 years, I'd be interested to know, because I sure haven't. I'm sure not aware of one. Everything the Democrats push is based on fear. Everything that they've pushed in my voting lifetime, during my adult lifetime for sure, everything they've ever pushed has been about fear. There is no optimism from the left. It's all about fear and getting people to vote for them because they're afraid of what might happen if they don't vote for them. But the simple fact is, all these things that the Democrats have pushed over at least the last 30 years, that they've used fear to push, they've done nothing about. Absolutely nothing. I defy anyone to give me an example of anything the Democrats have pushed using fear. Give me one example of anything that they've actually done anything about. And I guarantee you there's nothing. They're all talk. always have been, and it's the same thing with the mask mandate. They are trying to ramp up the fear of COVID-19 again because, as I said in one of my other videos recently, they have no boogeyman this time. The midterms are rapidly approaching. The Democrats are horribly out of favor. Joe Biden is horribly out of favor. That isn't going to matter in the midterms. But the voters are going to take their frustration out from their frustration of Biden out at the midterms. You watch, and you don't have the young people. You don't have the Gen Zers voting in great numbers in midterms. The young people have never been midterm voters. They go out for the general elections because that's the ones that the media really pours on the coverage. They really don't do that much with the midterms. So there's no mindless voters out there going to vote at the midterms. I can say there are none, but the number is very small. But anyway, I'm glad that they've done this. Not that I'm going to fly, but I know people who want to travel who've been holding off because they don't want to wear a mask for 10 hours. They don't want to wear a mask for 3 hours. And like I said, if you still want to wear a mask, hey, that's fine with me. It doesn't matter to me. I'm sure it doesn't matter to anyone else either. And if you're a person who is opposed to the mask mandates and you see someone who's still wearing theirs, you keep your mouth shut. It's none of your business. It's no more your business whether somebody continues to wear a mask as it is if it's their business if you decide not to wear a mask. Just keep your mouth shut. Mind your own business. Do your own thing. Go about your business. They're not going to affect you. It's not going to change anything at the polls because somebody's wearing a mask. Just, hey, can't we all just get along? No, we really can't. But we don't have to dog each other about masks. I don't know. What do you think about all that? Let me know in the comments below. Shoot me an email at motorpoet59@gmail.com. Like, share, subscribe, click on the bell if you want to be notified of future content. We'll see you all later.